Chris Young here from HomeKit Geek. Subscribe, like, share. It's always appreciated. We're looking at the Vocolinc PM3, and I want to say thanks to Vocolinc for sending me this. This isn't a paid review. They did provide me with the gear. Just want to make sure that's clear so everybody knows what's what. So this is the PM3 Smart Plug. It's a smart plug nightlight with 2 USB interfaces, and it is Wi-Fi, of course, 2.4 gig only. So that's something to be important here. This, right now, as far as I'm aware, is a unique product in the HomeKit smart plugs, in that there is the 2 USBs here on top, which is kind of cool because typically you would have a USB charger plugging somewhere in anyway, so you get to use that here. Let's take a look. At the risk of being obvious, it comes in a box. And the box is clearly marked, works with Apple HomeKit. As well, you can see exactly the picture. It's got the 2 USBs, and just in case you can't look at the picture, you can read it. It's got a night light, 2 USB ports, and energy monitoring, which is kind of what you would expect in a HomeKit smart plug anyways. So let's cut this open. You can see that this will support, as well as HomeKit, it also supports Amazon's Madam A, as well as Google Home, which is kind of cool. So this is another one of those multi-ecosystem devices. So it took me a little bit to get the wrapper off of here, so we got that finally done. And first thing here, you'll notice we've got the HomeKit code right there. So this is if you want to have everything stay inside your house. You can do that. So it says Amazon Madam A as well as Apple HomeKit. So apparently the Google Home was added after the instructions were printed, which is kind of nice, right? We like devices and vendors who keep, upgrading firmware and giving us more functionality. So you can see that this is a fairly large, kind of chunky plug. It's got the MAC address, serial number, right? The MAC address for me as a networking guy, I really like that. I can then do put this in a proper guest network. As well, on the side of the device here, we've also got the HomeKit code, again, just in case you lose that little piece of paper. So one thing I did want to point out here is this is a large device, and when you plug it into a standard 2 North American wall socket, you can't even get access to the other sockets. So that's just something to be aware of. So we're going to go here first and look at the Vocolinc app, and we're going to try to add this in. And I will just click on the add button, and it gives us a whole bunch of instructions here, right? Turn off the 5 gig, make sure you're the 5 gigahertz range, you make sure you're only the 2.4, power cycle, how to reset it. So I actually really like how this app is set up as far as adding. Saving you guys the suspense, I wasn't able to add it through the native app. It would come up, but when I went to do the wireless simple configuration protocol and push the wireless settings over to this device, it simply didn't work. Thankfully, all is not lost, and I was able to go over to the Wi-Fi settings, and I could see that Vocolinc, the accessory name was already in there, and it just says, hey, would you like me to set this up? So it still allowed me to use what I'm assuming is the wireless simple configuration protocol to push my current settings over from where my iPad is connected, the Wi-Fi, so my home network, and allows this to push it over to the device, right, which is kind of cool. And that worked pretty flawlessly. There was no video magic there. You could see how fast that happened. So we're going to flip over to the Apple Home app now, and we're going to do the standard add accessory. The link pops up. We're going to show it the HomeKit code, right? So we'll get this in the viewfinder there. There we go. The Vocolinc PM3 is detected. And because we've got the Wi-Fi settings already pushed into that, this is actually going to work seamlessly. This was really easy to set up. So again, a couple of hiccups to get in here, but like I said, it wasn't that bad at all. So now I can see, okay, is it going to be the light bulb? So this is going to be the night light. So I'm going to change the name of this so I can say Vocolinc Nightlight. There we go. Click on the next button. Oh, wait, before we do that, we're going to have to put it in a room. So I want to put this into my office. I'm not sure where I'm going to put this yet. So I'm going to put this into my office and click next. So here we are on the outlet. We will change the name of this as well so we can identify it easily later. So we'll change this to Vocolinc, and I think I'm going to leave this as outlet. And I'm going to change the type. So maybe I want to make this a fan. So when you change the type like that, the icon changes automatically. And the icon actually does animate and goes, starts spinning when the device is turned on, which is kind of cool. So now we're going to go over to My Office. There we go. We can see the bottom two on the right there. We can see the light is on. So this is not a color night light like the iDevices. You can kind of see in the bottom right-hand corner. It's white. You can turn it on or off. Pretty simple, pretty basic, but it works, right? It's a night light. So the other thing here is we have the Vocolinc outlet side, and you can see, of course, we've got the manufacturer, firmware versions, all those kinds of things. So now let's take a little trip over to the Vocolinc app itself. So I just started using this, but it's kind of one of the nicer, I think, at least the iconography. It's one of the nicer third-party apps that I've seen. I don't know how much I'm going to use it. I typically use the third-party Home for automations, and I use the Apple app for my day-to-day when I do it. Most of the house is automated. But I do like this app. Updating the firmware, of course, this happened automatically, which was nice, right? So updating firmware, it tells me do not exit, all that good stuff. Again, I like applications like this that are clear. They give you guidance, they tell you what's going on, and they tell you what to do, but also what not to do. So the firmware has updated successfully. We've got the Vocolinc Cloud login here that I'm going to need for Amazon's Madam A or Google Assistant. So we're not going to set that up today. We'll get back to that on another date. And we've got in here, of course, the actions, the serial number, all that good stuff, the outlet, and of that, it appears that we don't get a graph, or maybe we do. I don't know. We'll poke around a little bit in the interface and see what we can find. But it gives us the current power draw. It gives us how much power draw, and it also within there we saw we had the ability to put in the actual tariff rate that we're getting charged. Right, so this isn't like some of the other apps that's going to pull that out automatically based on location. You're going to be able to modify that yourself. And this is really about it, guys. It's another smart plug. Again, the unique thing about the Vocolinc here is it's got those two USB ports, which is really nice. It also supports Amazon's Madam A as well as Google Assistant, which is good. It's good to be able to have some flexibility in the ecosystems. What do you guys think of this? Do you like the device? Is it too big, too small? Are the USB ports useful to you? Please post in the comments below. Likes are always appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to learn how to make your house a little bit smarter with Apple Homekit, please check in the video detail notes below. There is a coupon code in there for my Udemy course.